welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the first episode of New Game. If you want to check out our reaction to the first episode of New Game, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
And
thanks for watching.
So I think it's best not to come at this from the perspective of it being Shirobako with Game Dev Edition.
Or K-On!
Because it is totally not that good.
No. K-On! Game Dev Edition.
That's really bad. It seems really bad to say.
That seems horrible.
But Shirobako was a
great.
fantastic anime. This really is generic Moe Blob.
I could totally see that.
Yeah. It has more of a Moe Blob feel.
More or less. Shirobako was really. It seemed really realistic.
It was more like a sitcom based in an anime studio instead of a Moe Blob anime. So yeah, I agree with you.
And to be honest, one of the biggest, things that breaks my suspension of disbelief on this show is that they're working in a all-female game development company.
They're working in an all-female.
I don't necessarily know if that works. Because like say for something like K-On! Or Bakuon, those situations work because all girls schools are not necessarily they're not that common anymore, but they're not unheard of.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a company that just straight up is, I don't know, especially a game development company.
I mean, I can see someone being like, there's diversity, gender diversity in game development.
Yeah, I don't have a problem
I can
with
certainly
diversity.
see that.
That's like Shirobako. I've made a remark that there is a lot of females in that company that you wouldn't necessarily expect with an anime production company, but it's not unrealistic.
Yeah, there's a lot of females in the industry.
There are a lot of females in the industry. The ratio in Shirobako is a little bit on the unbelievable side, but it is still more or less realistic. Whereas this is just a straight up all female company, and that's kind of strange. I don't know. It like I said, it breaks my suspension of disbelief a little bit.
Well, if certain people have their way, you're gazing right into the future.
And it is very true. Silence.
Do you hear that? And a million buttholes all got puckered at once.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, if they actually,
people will watch this video.
If they actually do their job correctly, then fine. Yeah.
No.
They really do that also.
That's not really what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just more unrealistic that the company wouldn't find a single male developer that they wanted to hire.
Yeah.
But
they're literally screwing themselves out of talent doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is Moe Blob.
No, it is Moe Blob. I can see why they did it.
That's exactly why they did it.
It's kind of weird, and I think it probably would have been a little better if there were male characters there, but they were more in the background.
Even if only as like comic relief, as in Shirobako.
Yeah, there were characters of all types in Shirobako.
Well, that's
so
true.
another thing that really stopped my disbelief. I've wanted to become a game developer. I know some of the stuff that they're talking about, and I know how to do some of the stuff that they're talking about. So when she's like, I've only done the drawing stuff, and I've done nothing about the 3D. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think that would have been
That's
just like a requirement.
Yeah, that's like 101 of how you get hired.
No, that's 101 of how you get the interview.
Yeah.
And if you come in with a portfolio of only 2D drawings and all that, no way, you'd be laughed at the door.
That's what I think. I mean, by all means, if you guys in the comment section are game developers and you guys got hired by only showing 2D models,
yeah, or sketches or drawings.
Yeah, then I'm
Congrats.
wrong. Sorry. But that's just my thought.
Yeah, it really struck me as weird, especially since her boss, one of the people who would have been sitting on the interview, had to ask her what she's done before, which also strikes me as a little strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know we have a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers in Japan. So if you guys actually know some of the insides of how this interview process might be done,
Or how the game industry kind of works over there.
yeah, because it may be different. You know, I know the inside. I don't really know the inside, but we've been in a game development studio.
We actually know people who are.
We've been really interested
Indie
in the, in doing game development. So we've done a lot of research on it, and from what we know, that wouldn't happen like ever.
Yeah, we also happen to know a couple of guys who are or affiliated with indie game developers as well.
Yeah,
Not just
And,
indie. I mean, we live right down the street from NVIDIA,
Well, that in our location too. Yeah,
right?
NVIDIA, 2K's right in Redwood City, EA's right up the road. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Hell, the YouTube office is right down the street.
almost literally, yeah. But
But
Actually, I work right down the road from Google too. So
kind of.
yeah, I don't know.
Doing some background knowledge.
Just from our prior knowledge, there's a bunch of stuff going on in this show that just I don't think would ever happen.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
So-
irks us a little bit. I think it's something that we can definitely look past once time gets on.
and also, yeah, if all it took to get the hang of Maya or Saya in here was just reading a half a book, enough to start doing work. Damn, sign me up.
Right? And then Alba at the Alba is that
Alba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alba at the very end where she's tiptoeing around the idea of what she's actually doing game development for. Sounds a lot like what I heard employees from Bungie did with Destiny and how they're doing it now. They love tiptoeing around future content. I wonder if she'll actually have to keep that a secret the entire time.
It's probably a non-disclosure agreement as a condition of employment, but
Yeah, that's kind of another thing that why I didn't like that they didn't do like a kind of an orientation type thing where they actually sat down with her and were talking about the current project is because you don't necessarily know where it's at. Because there's points in the project where you can't even say the name of the project you're working on.
yeah, a lot of them have code names that only like the higher ups know about.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering there. It's not necessarily realistic, which is why you should look at it more as a game dev version of like K-On! Rather than a game dev version of Shirobako. Because the different qualities of the anime are really come out when you try to compare the two.
But for me, I do think that this, I enjoyed it.
I found it amusing in the same way that I found K-On! Amusing.
But
Yeah.
It's not like the tops, it's not like one of my favorites, but it is enjoyable to watch.
and it does the Moe Bob set pieces pretty well. Sort of funny / awkward interactions with the main cast. That was on point. And the visuals, I really did like the visuals, especially when they were sending IMs to each other.
Yeah,
The way they did that was pretty nice.
yeah.
But has its ups, has its downs.
Yep. But yeah, so let us know in the comment section what you think of the anime and what you think about our reaction.
yeah, and be sure Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Be sure to leave us a comment and let us know what you think.
But that's going to wrap up for this episode of Anime Reactions. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.